Hello viewers and welcome to Newzim TV. I am Akanaka Masenya. My story is making the headlines. Foreign Affairs Minister Sibusiso Moyo scoffs at London water attackers in the courts. Under fire murderer suspect pays 20 best to appease the spirit of the deceased. In business, insurance companies move to dollarize policies bought in the multi-currency era. In sports, International Cricket Council bars Zimbabwe Women's Cricket as Sports and Recreation Commission fights suspension. News in detail. Foreign Affairs Minister Sibusiso Moyo, who was the target of a violent attack by suspected MDC supporters in London, has dismissed this as water throwing that will not affect his quest to mend Zimbabwe's relations with the former colonial master. Moyo told the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Foreign Affairs Monday that he has met with new British Premier Boris Johnson, then as Foreign Secretary.
Serious and focused dialogue has already been initiated with the key constituent countries, and among them the United Kingdom, the US, Germany, France, Sweden, Australia. Never mind about the water thrown at me. The main objective of the re-engagement process is to normalize all aspects of countries' relations by ending Zimbabwe's estrangement and reopening all lines of communication.
With Zimbabwe's economic fortunes faltering, Moyo's presence in London riled opposition groups who pounced on him as he left British think tank Chatham House, pouring water on the cabinet minister. The attack attracted anger from authorities in Harare, with President Emmerson Mnangagwa's government demanding the arrest of the perpetrators. Zimbabwe's delegation to the just-ended Vitality Netball World Cup was thrown into disarray Tuesday after a shadowy member of the management team disappeared amid suspicion he was set to seek asylum. The Gems, as the national netball team is known, gate crashed the World Cup, ranked 13th, and captured the imagination of the world by finishing a credible 8th after wins of Northern Ireland, Barbados, and Sri Lanka. Reports from London indicated the team is expected to leave the British capital tonight for Harare, where a hero's welcome is anticipated given their exploits at the tournament. The team member is reported to have slipped into the delegation because he is related to one of the Zimbabwe Netball Association executive members. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has joined other world leaders in congratulating the elected UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who is to become British Conservative Party leader on Wednesday after beating his rival Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt. Johnson garnered more than 92,000 votes against Hunt's 46,600 votes. Soon after losing, Hunt told BBC that the new Prime Minister has an unshakable confidence and ability to bring a smile on people's faces, adding also he would be a great leader. Early this week, Foreign Affairs Minister Sibusiso Moyo told Parliament that he had met Johnson, then in his capacity as British Foreign Secretary, indicating relations between the two countries were now near normal. Johnson replaces Theresa May, who resigned over the Brexit issue. In the courts, a Harare businessman, Tawanda Chivavaya, who allegedly teamed up with 6 of his workers and fatally assaulted a man for stealing meat worth $2 in his supermarket, told the High Court that they have paid 20 best as compensation for the killing. Chivavaya, the owner of Choice Supermarket in Glenora, is being charged together with these 6 employees: Clive Bizamuupe, Fidelis Mutandwa, Chanduona Nyakunua, Chloe Soko, Inafru Sere, and Adolf Nyamayedenga for killing Ishmael Mashinge. Mashinge reportedly took a packet of beef and hid it in his trousers, unaware that he was being monitored. The gang, the state alleged, took Mashinge to a back room where they took turns to assault him with baton sticks. All 6 are being tried before High Court Judge Justice Davison Moses Foroma and have all denied the allegations. In business, clients who purchased policies using US dollars during the multi-currency system are set to lose their investment value as some insurance firms have moved to liquidate contracts into Zim dollars. The companies are reacting to a move by government to designate the local currency as sole legal tender for all domestic transactions and the subsequent banning of the multi-currency system that had been in place for 10 years. In a survey by NewZimbabwe.com Business Tuesday, showed that policy holders who had entered into contracts using foreign currency stood a great risk of being shortchanged. A client services official at Nyaradzo Funeral Services said that all funeral policies that were purchased in US dollars will now be converted into local contracts. Officials manning the insurance desk at CBZ said that all balances and benefits for agreements initially denominated in US dollars will now be paid in local currency using the obtaining interbank rate.
Many people have been asking me how did I manage it, because they could see that everything was there, everything was just happening, things were being paid. So I've told people that it was through Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. So I would advise everyone to join this Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. Their policy is good because it took all the weight off my shoulders.
In sports, the International Cricket Council has barred 4 Zimbabwe national women's cricket team players and their coach from featuring for the Women's Global Development Squad, which will take part in a series of T20 games against Women's Cricket Super League in England next week. Lady Chevron's skipper Mary Ann Musonda and other national team players Anesu Mushangwe, Tasman Granger and Sean Meyers were all due to take part in the series, while coach Adam Chifo was to have accompanied them to gain vital experience. The quintet was, however, blocked from participating in the program, which is conducted by the International Cricket Council, as the nation continues to feel the effects of the Global Cricket Board's decision to suspend the country from international cricket due to alleged government interference. The International Cricket Council earlier this week banned Zimbabwe from all cricket, withheld funds due to the local body over government's interference, following a decision by the Sports and Recreation Commission to suspend the Zimbabwe Cricket Board headed by Tawengwa Mukhuhlane. The International Cricket Council has demanded that Mukhuhlane and his executive be reinstated before its next meeting later this year. Reporting for NewZimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masenyama. For this and more stories, visit our website www.newzimbabwe.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel, NewZim TV.